Hi, everybody. So this week we've been practicing looking at some multiplication sentences and how multiplication is really just repeated addition. It's just adding equal groups together really quickly. So today, what I'd like to introduce you to is some very special pictures that are really helpful for multiplication. These pictures are called arrays. And an array is a group of objects that's organized into equal rows and columns. Let me just get my little pencil ready and I'll show you what I mean. We can see that the top here is one row. Here's our second row. Here's our third row, fourth row, and fifth row. We could also look at the columns. We've got 1, 2, 3 columns here. So this picture is an example of an array, a real life array, because it's delicious French macaroon cookies. So we would really see this somewhere. Let me just erase what I have here so we can get started on the next part. Okay, so we're going to be looking at arrays today. And arrays are really helpful because they can help us see the equal groups. They can help us count equal groups. And so they can really help us solve multiplication questions. We're going to be practicing with arrays this week and next week too. So looking at this array in front of me of my French macaroons, I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And in each one of those rows, we have 3 different macaroons, okay? Or we have 3 columns going this way too. So let's see, how many groups do I have? I can look at this and say that I have either 5 groups, so 5 rows, with 3 cookies in each row. So I could write that down as this, 5 rows times 3 cookies in each row, and I could do 15 here, okay, because there's 15 altogether. I could also write it the other way, though. I could look at the columns and say we have 3 columns, and in each column there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookies, and so 3 groups of 5, or 3 rows of 5, or columns of 5, I mean, would be 15. You can use this array to write either one of these multiplication sentences. Let's look at what some repeated addition sentences would be for this picture. Well, I could look at the rows and say that I'm repeating 3, okay, 3 in this row, oops, plus 3 in the next row, plus 3 in the next row, plus 3 in the next row, and plus 3 in the last row. And that would equal 15. I could also look at the columns though. And each column has 5, each column has 5 macaroons, right? Here's column 1, here's column 2, and here's column 3. So another addition sentence I could write for this picture would be this. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. Arrays are really helpful because we can see that it doesn't matter if we write the 5 or the 3 first in a multiplication sentence. The total is the same because 5 rows of 3 and 3 rows of 5 is the same thing. Same with repeated addition. It doesn't matter if we're adding these macaroons in groups of 3s or in groups of 5. The total number of macaroons is still 15. Okay, so what you're going to be doing this week is, if you look on the first slide, you've got 4 different pictures of real life arrays. These are arrays that you would see in your real life. I want you to think of one multiplication sentence and one repeated addition sentence to match each picture. Now in my example, I did 2 multiplication sentences and 2 addition sentences, but you don't have to do that. You can if you want the extra challenge, but one of each is plenty. So you have 4 pictures on the first slide, and you have 4 pictures on the second slide. Have fun, mathematicians!